Hi everyone, and welcome to a brand new episode of Let's Go with the Johnsons from the shed. This video is all about an avenue of treasure hunting that Caroline and I have been into for a decade or more, and that is auctions. We love auctions. Back in the day, we used to travel to auctions all around Wales. More recent times, we are using the luxury of bidding online and then going and collecting our goods a few days later. So we're going to pop over to the studio now and join Caroline, have a look at some of the treasures we picked up in our latest auction adventure, and then share from the shed a repair. Come on, let's get over to the studio and see what treasures she's got.
Hello everyone, I'm Caroline.
And I'm Phil.
You've already met Phil down the shed.
That's
and
right.
We're going to show you our auction buys. And I'm so excited. It's going to be fun. So what sort of things can you get at an auction? Well, we've got a few things. We've got a pound punt. Now, I put a pound bid on lots of things. I think I put one on 30 items, but I didn't win them. I won one.
You won one?
So do you want to see what I won for £1?
Now, there's one thing that you can be fairly certain of when you make a pound buy. There's going to be a few cobwebs.
Yes.
And a lot of dust.
I have cleaned the spiders off, don't panic.
And some random items, because the descriptions are somewhat sort of vague.
Vague, yeah.
More often than not, we'll do the auction online and go up a couple of days later. And it's only then Caroline is waiting for me to bring the boxes out. And
What's
she's going,
in it?
Oh, what have we got? What have I got? And on this occasion, we landed pretty lucky.
Yes, do you want to see what I got?
Yeah.
Right, I've got a few things here. I'll show you this and then I can put it out of the way. This I have had to clean spiders off.
There's still one on it, I think.
There are webs everywhere, but there are no spiders. Don't panic. And this is a wine rack. It's a vintage wine rack. And it's a nice thing. It does need a good clean. So I'm really pleased with that.
If somebody was to wipe a feather duster over that and put it out in a thrift store, you're not going to get that for £1.
No.
Let alone the rest of the treasure that we have here.
Could be an accordion, couldn't I?
Now, I like old things. I really do. So for me, one of my favourite pieces, and the jury is still out on exactly what this is. You may be able to help with some idea. Look at that. Folks, this was in a box of stuff for £1. It wasn't on show, I don't think. I think
No,
you
I
could
couldn't
see
see
that little bit there.
I thought it was just a plain sort of modern candlestick made to look old.
But there's some weight to this in the bottom.
If you show, there's a metal bottom.
Yeah. It's got a metal base. There's no clear markings that I can see.
But there is the hole in the side.
A hole there. And that seems to lead to something that could be turned with a key, which suggests that this is in some way mechanised, clockwork. And the top appears almost like a burner. So what have we got? We don't know, but I like it.
It could have been some sort of adapter in there for a gas lamp, but I don't think so. It does seem to be a key, and I haven't got a key that'll fit that. So who knows? Maybe you do. If so, please leave a comment for us, because we really would like to know what on earth this is.
These you liked here.
Oh, I do.
There we go.
Look at that. I think they're probably, I don't know, 1930s, 1940s light fittings. They could even be 20s. You can see there where they would have fitted onto a light fitting, either that way or that way. I assume that way. I could be wrong, but it looks that way. And I like them because I thought, well, as a crafter, I could use them as Christmas trees. Put them over a candle, one of these little battery-run candles, and it will make a beautiful Christmas tree. But if I show you the glass, it's frosted on the inside, which is quite strange. I'm not sure, they must have done it with acid to frost it. The outside is quite clear and smooth, as you can see by the top there. It's about 14p each, all these came to.
Yeah. Now, when we picked them up, these were separate and they don't belong together. But I have joined them just to give you the effect. Yeah, this is slightly small, I think, for this particular fitting. But if I was to just take this off and pass the shade to Caroline and then show you the inside of this, you can see that it is, I think, vintage. Style at least. I'm never sure anymore with
Thinking
things.
about it, it probably is some sort of modern thing because it's got one of these modern stickers on. So it's probably not that old.
But it also carries a sticker stating that this item must be tested by an electrician before usage.
Yeah,
so obviously
that is the case with a lot of things you get from auctions. Don't trust them, don't plug them in, you could blow the place up. Always make sure that they've been tested first.
Yeah, have them pat tested unless, as in some auction houses, they already are pat tested. Yes. So there we go.
But I want to show you this lampshade. I love this. Now I don't know if you're going to be able to see. Oh yes you are. That way, sorry, I've got it the wrong way up. There you can see there's like a cherub holding a big, it's not a horn of plenty, it's a basket of flowers. And they've got, that is all the way around. It's absolutely gorgeous. I love that. And again, even if you've just got a table lamp, you can put it on. You don't have to find the original lamp. As long as you've got some light source in here, it's going to be fantastic, especially when it's been washed. It's a bit grubby.
That's another proof that this is not the shade for that, because that is meant to hang down.
Yeah, that's
meant to go up. You know that thing we've got that we don't know what it is? Just up there, the candlesticky thing.
Oh,
it won't go on there, will
it?
It won't go on there, will it?
Oh
no, that does look the part.
It does.
It?
It's not.
I don't think it was originally.
No, I don't think
it's originally meant, but it's certainly a good fit.
I'll take it off just in case. Don't want it falling off.
Oh, there we are. No, I just thought then if it goes that way up, maybe they'd go together. Now, included in the £1 box, we're still on the £1 box.
So 14p.
Yeah, were some pictures.
Yes. This one's painted.
This one that someone has painted.
There is a name on it.
Yeah,
it is J. Chapman.
Well, say gentleman, the gentleman or lady.
Yeah, the person who painted this was J. Chapman.
Yeah. There we go.
And it needs a bit of a clean. And it's personal taste whether you like it or not. This reminds me very much of a painting Phil had with... Everybody at the time seemed to be painting oranges, which was back in the 70s, 80s. It was always an orangey sunset and orange water. So I think it's probably 70s or 80s. That's my guess. This framing has been made by the galleries Le Viking or Le Viking in Saint-Lô in France. So they were actually framed in France. Very nice. And they're a lovely, if I show you close up, you can see they look like a watercolour. Very grubby and dirty.
Yeah.
But very nice.
Yeah, Caroline may have cleaned the spiders off the wine rack, but we've done nothing to these. They're as they came out of the box.
As you can tell. But they're stinky bonking. Right, so now we'll have a look at our favourite items. And I think, who should we go first? I'll go first because my box is on the top.
And it's heavy.
Yes. This cost me £6.
And that included that, plus craft books.
Oh yes, let me show you my craft books.
I haven't brought them in, but a dozen DVDs that haven't been opened, but they're all craft DVDs.
Yes, all stamping DVDs. So I got handmade books, Paint Magic by Jocasta Innes, Celebrations, a scrapbook of imaginative ideas for gala days. I can't wait to read this one. Country Christmas. And Cafe Facet and Zoe Hunt family album. So let's have a look what I got in my box.
I don't think you're going to get through all of this.
I'm not. I'm just going to show you roughly. I've got a few of these embossing boards where you can put the card on and then you use the pointy thingy and you can emboss things.
There's all today.
Yep. Lots of those. And now I've got... You can see there are the stamps, and this is a picture of the stamps. Now, I've got about 10 at least of these. There's another one. So, not all of them have got pictures with them to show you what they are, but you can see, like that one's got, whoops, if I hold it that way, a tree. So, it's just full of things like, oh, look at this angel. Oh, wow, I hadn't seen this one. And that looks like you stamp it out. Then you cut it out and make your own angel. So I've just got loads and loads of these. I've got this. You put it in your embosser. It will emboss onto your card a pattern. And also you change the sentiments. You can say whatever you want to on your card. So they're always lovely. And then I've got loads and loads. Look at all those of stamps. Lots of different patterns, styles. I've got a bag of embroidery floss. More CDs. this bag of stamps. Look at that. There's so many stamps. I've got to have hundreds here. Want to see these? A cat, a flower fairy, and a fireplace. I like that. And some roses. And then we're down to the last few, which are just more stamps. Lots and lots of them. What on earth am I going to do with all these stamps? I'm going to keep a few and then I'm going to sell on the rest.
I have one of my favourite buys here. I have another two over there because I did a bulk buy. By the way, they're boxes. I do like a nice box.
Oh, Phil does. He loves his boxes.
I do, and here's a nice box.
Not cardboard ones, just wooden ones.
They are. Look at the pattern on that, as they say. The only thing is, if you saw this box like that, at first you'd think, what a nice box. Then you open the lid and you discover the nice box
with no bottom.
Hello. Doesn't have a base.
Slightly damaged.
Yes. And they'll often have on a description AF. Okay? And that means as found. It also means buyer beware because it isn't perfect. So unless you can see what's wrong with it, you'd better take a closer look or take a risk.
Yes.
This one is to illustrate just how nice they can be. Now, the thing is, again, there's no key with this, but that's okay because it's open. If it wasn't open, that would be a little bit of a problem and you'd need someone to pick the lock. But what I loved about this one, it's a nice size, and if I can just put it there, you can see all of that lovely bandwork, which I believe is Tunbridge ware of wood.
It is a bit grotty inside though. Just one warning, if you get these boxes, if you're squeamish, look away. They usually come and they're really grotty inside because they just over 100 years they've been filled with things stood around.
They've been in somebody's shed half the time. You don't know where they've been or what kind of life they've had, but there's still things of beauty. Cleaned up, that's going to look cracking.
Yeah, but not cleaned up, it doesn't.
And this one, this is a bit of a different one because this has got metalwork on it, and that I think is absolutely gorgeous. It's obviously been beaten, you know, like they do the sort of copper, and then that's it, and then put onto a very cheap wooden box. So the box itself is not of any significant style or stature or value, but I think that that bit of work, which may well have been done by someone in a shed and then put together, it's got that feel about it. It doesn't feel like the sort of thing that was made for mass production and sale. It looks like the sort of thing someone took the time to make, not quite long enough for a glove box. Could have been just for stationery and pens. Could have been a cigar box, you never know. But I think that was made and I love it. So for me, my thing, I've got a few things I like. Boxes are definitely among them. That's why I wanted to share some boxes today. Now, we've done our favourites. We've done our pound buy. Next, I think we should do our biggest buy.
Which I love.
Not necessarily our most expensive buy, but our biggest buy. And this is going to be interesting. Can we get this biggest buy on camera here in the studio?
Doubtful.
I am going to attempt it, but I will have to leave for a moment. Dun, 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 dun. You got his front end.
I got his front end.
I got his back end. How are we doing? It's a medium. Do you want to put him on my chair? Will that help?
I don't know.
He's
very large.
We need to go down a bit. There he is, folks. There he
Rocking
is.
horse, look at that.
Our lovely dapple grey horse.
So he's on a rocker. If we lift him up.
Yes, he is on a rocker.
Yeah, so he can rock. I have sat on this and it will hold my weight, but I don't like to sit in it too long. I don't want to buckle his legs or something. But I just love him. And one of the things I want to do is decorate him up with all flowers for Christmas, all sort of festive, sparkly things. I think he's going to look fabulous. And how much did we pay for that?
He cost us the sum total of £10.
£10?
Yes, £10 for a rocking horse. But before we come to the best buy, I want to share with you one of those little problems you can have when buying from auction. Because I've got two items here. One is a pretty little cup.
Yes, and this is gorgeous. Look at that. And if I show you inside, that's where all the magic happens. Isn't that lovely? It's gilded. It's got a little gilded line around the bottom.
And the other is this, I suppose, charger. Is this a serving plate, isn't it? Because it's quite big. It's quite big. If you look at that against my head, it's quite big.
Oh, you could put a big huge joint of beef or there, or a leg of lamb easily.
So those two are lovely bits of china that we got, but not all the china we got survived.
No.
No, actually they did not, because here we have one item, which was glass, that did not survive. And here we have another. As you can see, there we go. If I put it up like that, that's how it should be.
And that's not how it is. And if you show the back, it's such a lovely piece of pottery. Porcelain.
It is. And that was not broken in the photograph when we made the bid. Now, we weren't bidding for this piece in particular, so it's not the end of the world. But just for you to be aware, folks, the moment the hammer drops and the sale is confirmed, the transfer of ownership immediately goes to us, to you, to the bidder.
So unless you're there to protect it with your life, it could get damaged.
It could indeed. It could, and does. And has in the past, and has yet again. Things do get broken after the sale. Maybe a day after, when someone else is fetching their stuff and they turn around a bit suddenly and they accidentally bump your box and something falls on the floor and they put it back in two pieces. It's just part of the way it is. So be aware of that. But what I'd like to do now, there was one piece that broke. So let's pop down to the shed a moment and I'll show you that broken item. We'll put it back together and then we can return and Caroline can share with us our best buy from the auction. Now I want to share with you a little repair job. Now this piece that I'm repairing today, I'm going to use a simple repair. The reason for that is that I want to try and complement a previous repair rather than make this repair stand out. Because if you look here, you can see that someone in the past has taken the trouble to staple repair this piece of porcelain. They felt that this was of significant enough value to them and use that they wanted to create a repair to it. And now it's been broken again. So my hope is to use the pieces I've got to make as complete a bowl as I can and to celebrate with the previous owner of many years ago the beauty in this little bowl. I am using a gift from Jeff because on our last anniversary, Jeff sent us Gorilla Glue saying, here's a present to help you stick together in the future. Thank you, Jeff. I'm now going to use it to stick this together. Let's get started. Here we've got the bowl and here are the pieces. And as I was looking at these pieces, you can see there that part of the staple repair is still evident on this one piece. It is broken probably along the line of the previous break. So that, you can see the mark there where the staple was. So when I put this back together, we'll be able to see that back in its place. And because we're using the Gorilla Glue, and it hopefully will make a fairly invisible mend, it'll just complement that old repair, because that's what I want to bring back. Righto, let's get started. And here it is. There we go. Never was a perfect repair back in the day, and it's even less perfect now because, as you can see, One tiny chip has gone missing. But we've restored the repair as much as the bowl. It's a celebration of somebody's love for this in the past, and now it can take a place here in my shed. So hope you've enjoyed being down at the shed, but we really need to get back over to the studio now because we've still got that Best Buy to show to you all.
Right, take a big breath. This box of items I bought cost me £38 now. For anybody who knows me, I don't spend £38 easily or lightly, but I've got these, and I think when you see them, you'll see why I spent so much on them. Now, there's some damage to these. The first thing I'm going to show you is this. It's a clock face of a grandfather clock or a long case clock. Now, you can see it's been a bit worn there, but look at that. You can either... Somebody who repairs clocks may want this. Somebody who's got a face of a clock that's got damaged by woodwork or something may want this. And you can even use this in craft. You could make a clock out of it just by putting a battery run clock in it. Or you can paint it over or do what you like. So this, when you take into consideration the bulk buy, cost me £2. Well, that is just ridiculously low cost for something like that. But that's not the only one I got.
No, and to be honest, it's these that caught our eye.
It is.
Because...
They're very clattery, sorry.
There you go. I'll pass you that.
Okay. Look at that. It's the metallic part for going around the clock face. Now, I just happen to have in the same box a clock face. So it isn't the right size, I don't think.
But it gives you an idea of how it should look.
Look at that. Isn't that gorgeous? Absolutely stunning. So I got this and I got this one, which they've all got different scenes on. Here you've got the baby Jesus and you've got two angels.
Yeah, very festive. This one's a little more colourful in as much as they've added some red to it as well. Can you see there on the berries?
Lovely florals. Now I think, looking at these, they would look lovely against, I don't know, let's have a look. Here's a bit of white wall. If I put this there, I don't even think they need a clock or any picture in them. I think if you had a long hallway with these all down the hallway, they would look absolutely stunning. So I don't want to let any of them go, but I may well sell some on. And you can see they've had repairs. Somebody soldered over some of the holes, and there are holes here. I don't know if I'm showing you right. I don't know if you can see there are some holes, and they are for the clock winders and things like that. And some of them, I think these four here are fixings to fix it to the clock face.
Yeah, this is half a one.
There's not a lot left of that one.
That, I think, will be very useful.
Lovely crown.
Yeah, but it'll also be useful in craft. You know, because it is a beautiful piece of...
very gaudy necklace. I've got this one with a tub of flowers in. There's this one. Look at that. This one's got some colour on it as well. You can see all the relief around it. As Phil is showing, you could use them as photo frames to show off your favourite person. And that's the one Phil was so beautifully modelling.
It's quite nice, isn't it? It's got
isn't it?
Figures on it and a horse and a cart.
Most of these seem to have a religious theme. You can see there's the Madonna with the baby Jesus. There you've got a family scene. You've got this child with the hoop there. But I don't think this one's got any repair. A lot haven't, but some have. Now this one here shows you, can you see there's like a silver metal backing on there? If I turn it round, like a mirrored backing. So that is what you would see through any holes that are there. That they've made a relief. You wouldn't really see the back of the clock. You'd see prettiness.
And we're back to Christmas.
Yes, I'm surprised how many Christmas type ones there were and how many religious ones. This one's got Mary on the back of the donkey.
And now we're coming into colourful again.
Look at that. I really like these colourful ones.
I like this one.
Yes, this is superb. Look at that. It's got bluebirds and flowers. I wonder what clock this came off. I would love to see the clocks these came off. And I'd also love to see them reused on clocks. Because somebody one day is going to buy these to repair their clock. And I really would love to see it. Here we got the Madonna and you've got a serpent. No, there. A serpent there. And
Moses with the commandments, you think, on that side?
Yes, it does look like Moses with the commandments. So this is just a lady and a gentleman. Very pretty. Look at this one. The detail is amazing. And again, with this sort of thing, Look at that up on a plain wall. Absolutely gorgeous.
And finally, our last item in this box containing our Best Buy.
So another religious theme again. Now this one's had a hard life. You can see lots of solder on that one, where somebody's repaired it. But I just love these. I fell in love with them. I thought I'm going to be able to help myself to any I want. I'll also be able to sell them on, and then I'm going to end up making a nice little profit, I think. What do you reckon? Is this the sort of thing you like? Or are you more into modern art? Or are you more into mid-century modern? Let me know what your idea of something that's really exciting as a find is. I like all things, but I definitely like older things when you discover them like this. That's why I keep Phil around.
And of course, please comment on what you think of this as a video style, because we don't normally do this. We're normally out and about and we're finding history wherever we go. But today we did something a bit different. We've been back in the shed, we've been doing repairs, we've been showing you treasures, but from a completely different part of our life.
Yeah, so
Together.
if you want to see more auction videos from us, let us know in the comments below.
Indeed.
Because we don't know, maybe you love it, maybe you hate it. We would love to hear from you, because we do occasionally go to auctions and we're quite happy to spend 1 week showing you what our haul was. If you've enjoyed this sort of video, or if you just like watching the Johnsons, then don't forget to give us a thumbs up. And if this is your first time here, then why not subscribe? We've got lots more exciting videos coming up, and if all goes well, a few more auction hauls as well. So we'll see you all next time. But until then, don't forget,
Have fun. Bye.